Hello, my name is Josh Falwell, and I'll be doing a quick infographic on the benefits of group exercise. I have broken down these benefits into 5 different subgroups, including socialization, motivation, comfortability, task performance, and efficacy. I'll go further into each of these later in the presentation, and each one kind of builds off one another. The first reason for group exercise, probably the most obvious one or most common reason people get involved in group exercise, is socialization. Exercise has a unique ability to bring people together that have common interests and goals. A lot of the time, when people are starting pretty much anything new, it's really helpful to have someone else around the same age, around the same skill level, someone that they can work through a problem, work through a new exercise, or talk about a new exercise and talk about their experience with them and get some feedback. A class like a cycling class will connect people to all kinds of different types of cyclists. So there are exercise groups that are more specific to certain things, like a dance class or a cycling class. And if you're in one of those exercise groups, it's probably something you're very interested in or something you're passionate about. And exercise groups will connect you to other people that are also passionate about it. It'll build relationships, friendships, resourcing, networking, ways to reach out to other people if you have questions, concerns, stuff like that. My last bullet is that this will help with technique, friendship, camaraderie, and exercise ideas. It's kind of what I already touched on. So why is this important? Socialization during exercise has more important implications than just creating new friendships. It actually has the ability to lower stress and anxiety as you see other people struggle or complete and work through an exercise, which will help your own ability to relax and gain confidence. Seeing someone who is around the same skill level as you success in a task that you find difficult will help you understand how to complete the task, gain the confidence, relax yourself, relieve yourself from the anxiety, and you can do it. This also prevents isolation with age, as it's an outlet for older people to meet new people. A lot of times, older people, even even if they haven't had a death of a loved one or they're not living by themselves, they can become isolated. They can suffer from self-isolation, and exercise groups, it's kind of like church. A lot of times church is a way for older individuals to get out, make sure they're seeing other people and interacting with other people. Exercise groups can be that kind of same outlet. And finally, it improves the ability to perform tasks as we can use vicarious experience to be comfortable asking others for help, and will be covered. This will be covered more in depth later. So, vicarious experience is basically using someone else as an outlet to practice your own ability. Um, Seeing somebody else do a certain type of cycling technique or you're running at a certain speed and you'll see, okay, how are they moving their arms? How are they moving their legs? That's how I want to do it because I want to be able to run at that same speed. And that's how that works. The next subgroup is motivation. This is perhaps the most important part of the group workout, is the motivation it brings for people to exercise. There's many common barriers to exercise. Motivation is one of the most common. Having a group class or being a part of a group class will really help limit the number of barriers, especially the motivation. One way that they do that is classes often have goals set with incentives. So when incentives are reached, um, they'll give a reward. It could even be junk food. It could be money towards their next class. It could be clothing, and having that incentive, wanting to reach that goal, wanting to get that reward, will further promote the exercise, further retain adherence to that program, and get past that motivation barrier. A lot of times when you're on your own and you suffer from a lack of motivation, you have the equipment, you know what to do, you just can't get yourself to do it. You get tired after work or after school. Going to a group, having those people be able to hold you accountable, that's very important. So how do group workouts actually improve motivation? I kind of touched on this earlier. They hold people accountable. That's what I was mentioning before. Being a part of a team has always seemed to hold people more accountable than just doing it on their own. Give me 1 second as I plug in my laptop. Um, but yeah, the picture I have here is a coach with a player. It's not quite that intense whenever you're in an exercise group, but there are exercise instructors that will reach out to you and try and hold you accountable. Say you haven't showed up to two of the 3 sessions that week. They're going to say, "What are you doing? Are you okay? What's going on? Is there something we can do to help?" Another way it helps is it improves task cohesion and ability to perform exercise that may seem complex. This is another part of that vicarious experience where you see someone else do it and you feel like you can do it. Improving your task cohesion is just improving your ability to do it overall. Maybe you didn't think you could walk for 45 minutes straight at 3.5 miles per hour. And then now you know you can. And now that's going to make you want to reach out, maybe walk a 5K or something like that. It also provides people with a set schedule, so it isn't just whenever they feel like. Again, this is part of that accountability and that another barrier in the time barrier. A lot of the times people can't find a time that works for them, a time when they feel energetic. And if you have a class, then you know when that set time is. You're not trying to find the time. You're not waiting on yourself to feel energetic. You're hyping yourself up and becoming energetic for that time slot. So some of the barriers, so these are some of the barriers that we see with um, group or with exercise in general. I mentioned these before. Motivation is one. Time is another one I mentioned. Accessibility, having that gym accessible or having equipment accessible at your house. A lot of people don't have weightlifting or a treadmill or a Peloton or something like that. And then money. So another way that group exercise helps is with comfortability. Many people find themselves resisting exercise because it can be intimidating or hardcore in nature. There are thousands of exercises with thousands of different ways to do these. I feel like exercise itself, when advertised, is usually very hardcore. It's usually catered towards the people that do it a lot. Look at like Gymshark or a lot of the YouTube ads you'll see are nutritionists or health junkies that are saying, just do this 5 minutes a day, every day, and this will work. And it can become very intimidating. A lot of people don't know a lot of information about it. And joining a group or finding a group with an instructor like a Planet Fitness exercise class, those guys are trained professionals. They know what they're talking about and they can increase that sense of comfortability, making sure hey, you don't need to work out all out, full intensity 4 days a week. You can do it moderately for 3 days a week, progress if you feel like it. Um, Having an instructor will minimize some of these concerns, and having a group will help you learn. Having a group to help you learn will take away from the intimidating nature. This kind of plays on what I was talking about before, that when you're by yourself, you can kind of get well intimidated, but also uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone, trying new exercises by yourself at a gym. I think we've all tried that. It's very uncomfortable. You feel like you're doing it wrong. You feel like everyone's watching you. It'd be very helpful to have other people trying that exercise for the first time and an instructor telling you all how to do it. And finally, it has the ability to propel you forward in the future to work on your own. This kind of continues further in what I was just saying, and that whenever you become comfortable with the exercise, now you can do it on your own. You don't have to pay for the group. You can do it at your house. You can do it at your local gym, something like that. The next subheading is task performance. While working in a group will not make anyone an expert at exercise, but it will improve their ability to create and perform on their own. So a lot of people feel like because they don't have the workout background that they can't get started. They don't know what to do. And task performance, this is increasing their ability to do a push-up or do a sit-up or do a different core exercise. And then whenever you master those ones, now you can alter it. Instead of doing a crunch, you can do a Russian twist. And then instead of doing a Russian twist with straight leg, you can cross legs or do a heavier weight. And a lot of these will come from gaining the knowledge and the confidence from being in a group. The group acts as the outlet to propel your ability to perform. That's essentially what this is saying. So find out what you like, what you're good at while in a group, and where suggestions are being made. So if you don't know what a certain exercise is and you're having to try a lot of exercises and you don't like core exercises that are on the ground, um, you may not know any other options. You may not know any alternatives. And being at a gym with an instructor, they will know the exercises they need you to do or that you want to do, and they'll have the equipment there available for you to do it. This will prevent people from becoming discouraged, like it often happens when exercising on their own. A lot of Exercise burnout is probably one of the most common ways that people fall into unhealthy behaviors. And being in a group will really help nullify that whenever, you're getting rewarded for being there. They're showing you your improvements. They're showing you how frequently you're going. They're showing weight loss. They're showing your increases in strength. And it's encouraging. They really motivate you to keep going. They want you to come back. So the last reason why group exercise is very beneficial is self-efficacy. And this plays into the task performance, it plays into the comfortability. It's kind of all just the same thing. I have here that it's the best way to sum up the benefits of group exercise and the impact is on self-efficacy. Group exercise may be in a group, but the outcome is greatly impactful on the individual. So while group exercise, yeah, it helps a group of people learn how to exercise. Really, it's building your confidence, it's building your comfortability, it's building that ability to do a task. Now, whenever you feel strongly about it, the whole goal of the group exercise is to get you to be confident enough to do it on your own. Sure, we like that socialization. We want you to build relationships and friendships. But we want you to be comfortable in exercise. We want you to be able to retain the exercises you're learning, and gain adherence to this program, hopefully doing it on your own. Group exercise is not an outlet in helping yourself group exercise is an outlet in helping yourself become confident and competent when exercising. I've touched on that a lot. Um, it'll never guarantee that you have massive muscles or lose hundreds of pounds, but it'll definitely set you up for success with yourself and the newfound resources. Even if you lose your motivation or you something comes up and you're not able to continue with the group, you now have the knowledge, you now have the resource, you know where to go if you want to come back. It's very helpful. It's a very, very helpful resource to getting started exercise. It's a very good way to continue exercise. It's a very good way to avoid barriers. Um, and I think it's worth a try. I think everyone should give it a try. So I hope you guys learn something new or are willing to go out of your comfort zone.